Well, how's this for things? 3 times you get to listen to me today, but my next guest has got the most amazing accent, and she's just been treating me to how to say certain words. Please welcome all the way from Glasgow, Scotland, the very funny and talented Kirsty Mack. Hey, Kirsty.
Hey, lovely. How you doing? So yeah,
Um,
we've been talking Scottish this morning. So I'm so sorry if no one can understand a word I'm saying.
So I just kind of like do a little bit of interpretive dance as you talk, we'll get that. Or just go like this, drink.
Okay, I'm
We'll,
in.
we'll get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you're a very interesting human, which is obviously why you're on the show, because we only talk to interesting human beings. Now, on the businessy side, you're a coach and a consultant for businesses, but you have an obsession with murder.
You
Did I
can't
say that
see.
right?
You know, you're
Murder.
close in it. You're close. Murder. It's like it's
Murder.
got to be more hard hitting.
Okay.
And
Murder.
yeah, I am obsessed with murder.
So what is it about murder? Murder.
I don't commit it, just to clarify from a live transmission. Yeah,
She's
okay.
not coming to you live from the Glasgow prison.
Exactly. Just like live from Perlini. So I love all the murder shows. I don't usually watch TV, but anything that's got murder in it, I'm in. And you're getting better. And I did medical biochemistry and forensic medicine at university, and I just am fascinated about the mentality of people and sort of breaking it all down. And I remember one of our first lectures in Glasgow Uni. So it was a couple of years ago. And I think they probably had an overhead projector, like they would put on, well, I'm old, so maybe nobody understands what an overhead projector is. But they would, and they'd put the things up, and they would put these pictures of murder scenes. And so they'd put the lights out, and then they'd put on the sort of overhead, and then all you'd hear is like just people fainting and just passing out, and it would just be dunce. And then the examiner would come up and go, just get them out, it's fine, let's put and their mentality was interesting, because they were like super excited that they had, we got sort of a body with 99 stab wounds last night, and they were like, it's really great. And you're like, what?
Your definition of great's a bit warped.
But it was their detachment. They had to detach in order to do their job. And I think that sort of forensic attitude has been kind of what I use in business, is kind of like, really, I love to get in amongst it and work things out and have a play with things. And they're the only relaxation that I love. My yoga and my meditation, but there's nothing more relaxing than reading a murder book.
What's your favorite one?
Oh gosh, no, God. This is
you've got more than one.
Wow. I love things. I used to love all the early Patricia Cornwell books, because they were sort of like the key ones, but then I kind of didn't like it when they kind of went through. And I really like the early Kathy Reichs. And I've just been reading Angela Marsden's, which I think is based in the UK. So I'm now up to I do the thing in the iPad that's like pre-order the book. I pre-order the book or pre-order the movie, and I just see when the email comes through and says your killing field is now available. And I'm like, so I can read a book a day easily. So I'll just I love a good murder doc as well.
Yeah, like Netflix and their real life, like, sorry everybody, you may not like me after this, but I'm really fascinated by serial killers and the psychology and, the nature versus nurture. And so I watch a lot of the serial killer documentaries. Slightly warped.
No, I appreciate your warpness. There's an incredible book called The Jigsaw Man by Paul Britton. I can see the picture. So, and he was or is a forensic psychiatrist, and he worked on many of the serial killer cases over in the UK. And the book is like a tome. It's massive, but it is incredible, because he does all the background psychiatry of sort of piecing it all together and profiling. I've got a good friend as well who worked with an agency, and she sent me an invite to something. It was like a serial killer's evening. She says, "You're the only person that I'd feel comfortable to say this to."
I would have come.
You would have been there. You would have got on a flight in it. So yeah, it's I think it's the mindset, it's the understanding. I work with a lot of professors, one of which is a professor in a psychiatric unit who only deal with serial killers, which is an awful thought that there's more than one. However, it's just that the notion of the brain and understanding that, but also the sort of forensic nature of getting in amongst it. That's why I'm a coach. I'm nosy. I'm curious.
Well,
Sorry.
do you think that maybe you could have also applied your skills to be a detective?
Yeah. Oh, that would be my joy. I would have loved to have been. I think it would be so cool to be a private detective.
Yeah, I've thought about that. Maybe we could start an agency.
With that hat, you are all over the private detective situation.
Mind you, I've got love written on it. So
yeah, but I know, but that could be a sort of, as a private detective, it could just be a sort of reverse psychology situation you've got there with the badge. I see what you've done there. You're already a detective. Yeah, you don't think it'd be fun?
I think digging into and finding reasons why people do things, why we act the way that we do, why we, present the way that we do, is whether you're looking at someone who's committed murder.
Excellent.
Murder, committed murder, or or the way that we interact with each other is vital to creating a world where we feel safe and protected.
Yeah. And even more so just now, just with everything that's going on and just understanding people. And I think we're more open to understanding people just now. There's we in the UK just now, we're every Thursday we're outside clapping for the nurses and things like that. And I think there's more of an openness of appreciation for humans just now. And I think there is a fascination with murder because people don't understand humans. But I think I don't want to fully understand serial killers, because then I think, if you really fully understood it, are you then capable of it? I suppose we all are.
Well, I watched an incredible documentary with this guy who was researching serial killer brains, and he was taking MRIs and talking to some infamous killers, and he came across this image of this one brain. He's like going, whose brain is that? And it turned out to be his, because what they found, it was somewhere in the frontal lobe is, things were lighting up differently in psychopaths or sociopaths or whatever they call them now. And his had the same lit up area as a serial killer who was on death row. And then he went and interviewed his family, and they all kind of went, yeah, you kind of sometimes scare us. So it's like, then he was researching whether it's the nature versus nurture. So maybe you're born that way, but maybe it's the nurturing that tips you over the edge. It's like really fascinating.
I love that.
I know. I'll see if I can find out.
Oh, please, could you? That would be amazing.
I think you'd love it. So moving away from murder. I know something that you're really obsessed about is helping people be their best self and be healthy, being good humans. In light of what we're living through right now, we just had a chat about how crazy it is in Scotland. What are some of the things that the threads that are really common that you're seeing right now?
I think there's the appreciation piece. So there's people, sometimes we can feel a little bit, what's the word that I'm looking for? Uncertain about people that say thank you or are overly generous. And some people can be like, what do you want? It's a sort of back foot type situation. I don't know if it's the same in Australia, but I think it certainly feels it here. Whereas now it feels like we've kind of unzipped our heart and we're open. We're open to hearing appreciation from other people, and we're open to giving appreciation to other people. We were out for our walk because we can only go out once a day just now. But we were out for a walk and we walked past the delivery driver and they weren't delivering to us. And I was like, hey, thank you, delivery driver. And he cried, I cried. It was messy. It was just, but there's just like a real connection that's coming through from appreciation. I think there's still anxiety, there's still fear, there's still an uncertainty of how life is, what it's going to be. And we were saying earlier, weren't we, about we're moving into living with a pandemic. What does that look like? 8 weeks ago, I would go out. I was down in London. I was working in London, and a lot of people had masks on. People had full hazmat suits on, right? And I was like, what the truck is happening? Fast forward 8 weeks and I go to the supermarket and I'm one of the only people that doesn't have a mask on, and in 2 months, that is just that perception shift and that transition. So I was looking at people 8 weeks ago saying they're weird. Now people are looking at me saying I'm weird because I don't have a mask. We came home. I was like, ordered so many masks. We've got like in our just our door in our hallway is our quarantine like area for when things come in, and we've just got boxes of masks now because we're just like, okay, this is we need masks. I think there's
give me some masks.
Like,
well, we've got plenty of toilet paper now, so we can send you some toilet paper if you run out.
It was like 7, it's like that you're talking about the brain, is that we went into full on limbic. 7.2 billion people had a big button pressed from the sky and went limbic, and we all went, oh my God. And we got toilet roll, and we still cannot get a home delivery of food like from a supermarket until July. All of the slots are taken up. We've not been able to get home, and we're healthy, and so we're lucky we can go out and get it. But people were going crazy, and that was a real mentality. And I think that's gonna continue because people are, the preppers are in full flow right now, and also feeling smug because they had all the stuff before.
Yeah, I was going to say they'd be sitting there going, told you so.
There's actually an apartment down below us that so just on the ground floor, and they have a 24-pack of toilet roll in their window, and I'm like, you're either going to get burgled or like what is going on? And I don't know if they're just not there now anymore, but it was just like, just evil toilet roll, just like shouting at people.
Our bums are clean.
Yes, spiffingly clean. And we're like ripping up newspaper because we weren't, I promise. But I think there's just like how do we communicate with a mask on?
Look, you can't. Because I went to get a massage the other day, and it's considered.
We can't do that.
Oh, it was so good because it's considered an essential service now. So,
right, okay,
yeah. So I had to wear a mask though. So she's got this U-Butte Mad Max mask on with a little breathing hole here, and I've got a doctor's mask. And she's asking me questions, and every time my jaw moved, the mask would slide down, and she's going, don't touch the mask with your hands. And I'm like, well, I use my tongue to get it back up. So like I'm trying, you can't talk in it. It's stupid.
And that's the thing is like for frontline workers, how do you create a customer experience when you're covered in PPE? How do you connect with people? And I think that's the thing. There is if we were saying, when we go out for a run or a walk, I'm like, hi, I'm like saying hello to everyone because I feel, it's like just an oxytocin, just have some more oxytocin. And I think that some people are more open here to like saying hi now, and, we're acknowledging people more. And I want that to stay because I think this has been horrific. We would never, ever want anything like this to happen to people. And there's been people out there saving our lives every single day. And there's also been a real recognition of humans during this. I think we've been in a world of B2B and B2C, but we've been a little bit more H to H, and we've been kinder to each other, and we've been cognizant of having exercise. It's so funny, like in Glasgow, there's people out that I've never exercised in their life, and they're just like, the Prime Minister says I'm putting on my Nikes and I'm going out. Sandra, here we go. Just like you can see, but I love that, you know. Billy and I are saying, like, keep the pubs closed, friends. Like, this is great, the amount of people that are out cycling. And there is a real, there's a humanness, and I am slightly fearful that we forget that. We've been given a massive opportunity in it to slow down and to pause and to recognize human beings and to recognize the things that we do need and that we don't need, you know. And there's been a weird freedom that's come through in the lack of choice, you know. Even just, I think we make about 280 decisions about food every day. That's just, you know, that's just in Starbucks. You're just like, you know, it's like the pressure of like, I just want a coffee. This is with milk. And that,
I have that trouble with toilet paper.
Jeez, you guys in toilet paper, man.
3-ply, luxurious, plush, cushioned.
Where do you get your toilet paper? Have you got like a good brand? I mean, you got to have a good toilet paper, right?
Yeah, we've got a brand here called Quilton, which, you know, like sounds like you could lie down in it and, you know, snuggle up and get all comfy.
When I was in
Quilton. Yeah, I can see, you know, it's a very good brand.
It is good.
I don't like all the fancy with the smells, and but I would like to see a toilet roll brand that comes out with some nice messages, because we do spend a lot of time in the toilet.
I would too. And I think, so a question that I think should be asked in all interviews, because it's really important and it'll be interesting to know your views. What is the right way to put on a toilet roll?
Well, I have very strong views on this.
This could be a make or break. I could be leaving this broadcast.
So you've got the toilet roll slot there. I slide mine so the toilet paper comes out from the bottom. Yeah, but you are on the top.
I'm an over.
Okay. I think we can still be friends.
I think we're cool. I think because we're cool. I was lucky enough to with one of our clients, we won a prize, and it was at the Palace. So we saw Princess Anne, and I was very excited because I thought this could be the definitive. Like, what way has the Queen got her toilet roll on? And we weren't on the cameras or anything, but my iPad happened to be in my bag, and so I went into the toilet and took a picture. And the Queen, I mean, because obviously she puts all the toilet rolls out, so she has an over. She's an over. But what I will say,
like royalty.
Do you know what? It's a good point that you make.
Yeah, but you do look like you have a crown on.
Yeah, that's because our hairdressers aren't open.
Oh, you're hiding your dark roots. Yeah, so like, okay, full disclosure.
They're not dark, friends. Mine are grey.
Oh no, mine are dark. Look at that. But in talking about, you know, things that have changed through the pandemic, is that, you know, there was like last Saturday, the hairdressers and the beauticians and the nail people were allowed to do business again. And there were people booking in for like the very first appointment. It's a badge of honor. I've got the first appointment to go and get my nails done. And I'm like thinking, you know what? I've just gone 3 months without my hair cut, coloured, my nails done, and I'm actually pretty good with it. And then I went, well, what if we all did that? Then we'd be putting people out of business. So, you know, with all of these changes and the things that we want to go back like human to human, how do we do that but still protect people in business?
It's really hard. I think I think I was on a webinar yesterday, and there's a 4,500% increase on Google searches that says how to live a sustainable lifestyle. So I think people are recognizing more in terms of nature and green, and so that might stop us getting our nails done. That might stop us always going for a coffee in a certain place, and that's where you want to support the local companies, and also you're aware of that we were able to survive without them as well. And we're having conversations about what do we really want to do on the back of this, because we love to travel. I love to travel. Get me on a long haul flight and I'm the happiest. And then my brother's in New Zealand. You know, I just.
You got friends in Australia now.
I'm there. I'll bring Scottish toilet roll and some Scottish sweeties, and we'll come over and
we'll read some Australian murder books.
Murder. I think you guys have good murder books with you guys have got good murder going on for shizzle.
We've got like the gangsters down south, Underbelly. It's called Underbelly. If you Google it and go and watch it, it's like these, you know, the gangster style dudes who, you know, Underbelly. So there you go. I've never watched it, but I just thought that I'd recommend it to you.
You need to send me that. Yeah, exactly. If it's shit, like
could be shite. Could be shite.
Shite. There's another like. So when we swear, it's like we're headbutting you. You know, it's kind of like shite. Shite.
Shite. That's like the Glasgow kiss, isn't it? Yeah. Shite. How do you say fuck?
Fuck.
Oh, same. It's almost the same.
Yeah, definitely. So that's what I found. I think there's a lot of similarity with the sort of Australian swearing, but mentality as well, especially from Scotland. I think because so we have a lot of peeps here from Australia and their fam, and I felt that when I was in Australia a lot that there's a real there's definitely a huge amount of similarities. I've got a lot of family in Perth. And in Sydney as well. So
I love how you just turned Perth into a 2-syllable word.
Did I?
Perth.
Perth.
Now, like I know Aussies love coming to Scotland because particularly comedy, and it's another one of your obsessions is comedy. Now, the Edinburgh Comedy Festival is like huge on the map. So, you know, you get a lot of drunken Aussies over there. Have you been to not this year, of course, but that's my moment is coming to the Edinburgh Comedy Festival.
It is just, I think that I really want people to integrate fun into their life a lot more. Rather, because it's like there's a guy called Richard Wilkins who's the Minister of Inspiration. Love him. And
he's our entertainment reporter.
Yeah,
we have a Richard Wilkins too. Yeah,
funny. So he talks about our life as like a sausage machine, and you know, just in terms of whatever you put in, you get out. So if we're going to make pork sausages, we have to put pork in. If we're going to put beef, blah blah blah. If you're going to make vegan sausages, you've got to put in some vegans. You know, and he says, but you have to put in the ingredients. And sometimes we're like, oh, it'd be really great to have some fun, but you know, maybe later, maybe two, maybe we'll do it this afternoon. And so he's all about making sure that you're putting in the right ingredients. And that's why I watch comedy. I watch a minimum of 15 minutes a day just to, you know, when the lactic acid hurts your cheeks.
Yeah.
And you are, the other day, I genuinely hoped Billy didn't come in because he would have thought that I'd lost my entire family, like that they'd been wiped out, because I was ugly crying. Like I'd watched a bit of Billy Connolly, then I watched Peter Kay, and I was ending myself. There's nothing better than all your cells feel so happy, you know, they're just all bouncing about, and you have to come over. It is just the difference in the diversity of all the comedians is just incredible. There's a lady who's incredibly profane. I mean, she says things and you laugh and then you go,
maybe I shouldn't have.
Yeah, just Janie Godley, and she's incredible. And what she's currently doing is she's
writing that down. Janie Godley.
Yeah, she's from Glasgow. She does the voiceovers of our politicians. And it's so Scottish and so wrong and so ridiculous. It is brilliant. She was very famous for holding a sign about a certain politician in America. I'm not going to tell you what that sign says, but it's a big sweary word that begins with a C.
Oh, that's not a bad word. Some people find it a bad word, but I think there's a way that you can make it funny.
Oh, over here, and like Billy Connolly does a whole sketch about it, but over here it's just a descriptor of someone. It's like, he's a nice C, or he's a great, or he's a bit of a, or a, you know, it's just part of our language. So, you know, when I was down south, when I lived down south, I'd be like, he's a bit of a, and they're like, it's like, you don't, I'm like, oh, Okay.
I know there's a lot of people who find it very offensive, and like it's just to see. I really think that I'm Scottish. I think that I'm meant to live in Scotland, although it's cold.
Oh, sweet. It is. Yeah. I've got the heating on just now. It's me. There was an announcement
You're coming into summer.
Oh no, we're in summer. There was an announcement.
You got the heater on in
Seriously,
summer.
honestly, I'm like hot water balls like down my pants. It's ridiculous. 2 weeks ago, Boris Johnson, our Prime Minister, said in England, only in England, that people could go out more and you could socialise outside, and you could sunbathe. And on that day in Scotland, which was 2 weeks ago, so still in May, it was -2. And we're like, it's all right. It's all right. We don't really want to do something.
You might. No, that doesn't sound like fun at all.
So yeah, that's what I would love to live in Australia or New Zealand, because of the heat. I love the heat. But I just turn into a freckle.
Yeah, you just be one big freckle. Well, we do have a lot of comedians here, and I totally agree with you. I think I have a friend here in Australia. You may know her, maybe not. Fiona McGarry, she's a comedian. She's been around for about 20 years, and she actually does workshops called Grow Your Humour, because she believes everyone's got a sense of humour. Sometimes we've just forgotten how to tap into that.
I love that. I think I'm doing an online course just now, a stand-up course, which is, since it's online, it's more a sit-down comedy course. So it's not the same. They were saying developing your sense of humor, and I was just like, and so their whole thing was go and research, go and find. So I love Celeste Barber, I love Billy Connolly, so I'm obsessed, and so it was about go out and find things, and what is it that makes you belly laugh, that makes you laugh so much you might wee, what are the things that just light you up? And I think, geez, like, I think it's so important. We've been watching the comedy shows online. It's really interesting though, because it must be so hard for a comedian to not have that fourth wall. The audience must be so, and you're seeing some of them just dying, yeah. And it's just like, oh, it looks so uncomfortable.
There's a program on Stan called the Comedy Lockdown Special, and it's Australian comedians who are doing their comedy from home. But what they've done is these are all stand-up comedians, but they've employed all of these different audio-visual techniques to make it really funny. And I watched one the other night. I can't remember her name, but she's done all of her kitchen in candles, and she's sitting there like she's on a date. And she's going, like, hi, it's so nice that you're here, and, this is really lovely. And what do you think about women who don't have children? And then she starts on this massive tirade about how people treat women who don't have it's absolute gold. I don't know if you can get it there, but I do a little bit of stand-up comedy, so I'll send you one of my videos, and hopefully you'll wet yourself and be able to use some of that toilet paper you've got.
Oh, please do, Annette. I'd love that. I would love that.
Mind you, this interview about you, not me. But so when do you finish your comedy course, and when are we going to see your first performance?
Well, my friend said, my friend who I did a lot of work with, he's like, you never told me you were doing a comedy course. And I was like, there's a reason for that. He's like, why? I was like, because there's no way I want you in an audience. And he's like, oh, I'll be there. I will find you. So it's a couple more weeks. I'm actually, I want to do like a kind of, I'm writing a book and also want to do a documentary about laughter and integrating it into our life in comedy. So I definitely need your video as part of that. That would be incredible.
Look, it would be my honor.
Please do. Oh, that's so lovely. I think that, I think maybe post lockdown I'll do a stand-up. I think it's so, I have so much respect for you, because it's, I do a lot of things on stage, but I'm not expected to be funny. So there's maybe a wee bonus if people laugh, right? Whereas for you, been doing that, there's an expectation. It's so brave.
Somebody laugh, please.
So brave. So yeah, I'm bricking it. I'm breaking it, but yeah,
I love
think
it. I'm bricking it. Does that mean you're shitting bricks?
100%.
Yeah, I love it. Kirsty Mack, all the way from Glasgow in Scotland. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you today. And we will look out for your comedy and your documentary and your book. So we will be Mac to the max.
Oh, bless you. So lovely. Thank you for having me. It's just been a delight. And please send me those videos. I would love them. Take care of yourselves and stay healthy.
Mwah.
Ciao. Thank you.